Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk a little bit about okay, for people who are like fascinated in working with spirits and energies that are not Christian, or let me rephrase that, are not what you perceive to be Christian, because a lot of anything that is Christian actually comes from the older religions and older practices that were, practices and cultural of actually going back to India, but, readapted and redone in Sumeria and Babylon and Assyria and the Middle East and the regions of Palestine. So remember that the concept of the devil or Satan or Lucifer, all these concepts, can you please stop going through the garbage? Cyrus. No. Psh. Don't go through the garbage, please. You just had your food. So that's another video on its own. But remember, if you're working with anything coming from a Christian concept, remember it's Christianity and any Abrahamic religion, even Islam and Judaism, where they created the concept of the devil so that the new religions can take over, because religions are governed by politics. In this video, the concept of religion is to create new nations. It's always been the reason. Your nation, the region you live in, the world doesn't bring a religion unless it's for a worldwide plot, or to govern and control its people. It's the same as a government, because if it wasn't, your government wouldn't approve of it as a religion as a whole. Okay? So Armenia used to be predominantly Zoroastrian before Christianity. Okay, and if you notice, if you look at the map at certain dates, 301 AD moving forward, there are certain times where Armenia was wiped off the planet for like 100 years or something. And it's happened more than on one occasion. So can you please get down? I'll just make the video like this because my dog is driving me crazy. Anyways, so in regards to Christianity and so on, here's the thing. Armenia was predominantly Zoroastrian, and that's another story on its own right, because remember, new religions, if it takes over the entire country and the region, it's for a plot. Okay? So if you're working with a mantra, an energy, a spirit, a demon, an angel, or whatever you want to work with, remember, if you're experiencing any type of fear, which is you're hearing shit to harm other people or harm yourself, this is a mental problem. This is an emotional instability that you're experiencing, and it's been created by the church to scare the shit out of you. It's not real, meaning there's a deformity going on in your mind, and you will be... Also, as Armenians, please stop thinking that there were no wars when Christianity took over Armenia. Now, it didn't fucking just flourish overnight, because understand, you as Armenians, and you as who you are, even if you're not an Armenian, would know you wouldn't give up your culture, how you were raised, your spirit guides, your anything, your gods, your angels, or even if there were no angels in that times, or whether there was or not. I'm sure there was, because Zoroastrian is a part of that, but it wasn't the old culture. So you wouldn't easily give up your ways for a new religion. You just wouldn't. The same thing would happen now. As there have been many, many millions and millions and millions of Armenians throughout ancient times, there were wars. People were getting raped. People were getting forced by military by government strategic, to convert the people. And what would happen if you didn't convert or accept the new way? And this was happening in Armenia. And please don't tell me as an Armenian, oh, there's no proof of that. There's lots of proof of that. Oh, no, that was the European hunt. That was the worldwide hunt. You don't really find that written in the Armenian books, because Armenians are known to be the first Christian nation, because that's how they wanted it to be, for Zionism to exist and for worldwide Jewry to exist and for Israel to grow as a nation. I have a client calling me. You guys are going to have to wait a little minute. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, we were talking about the Christian, like Armenians, they never really documented that because they want the world to know that Armenians were the first Christian nation. They should be proud of it. This, and this. If you want to know more, go watch my older videos in the summer where I'm this year. Should be in the Hex Witchery box of like videos or title, whatever you want to call it. So, the reasons of like politics and how religion plays a huge role in politics and the creation of new nations and how they need Armenia to be alive and the name to be alive. So for example, if Armenia was to adopt a new religion, when we say adopt, mean forced conversion, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. The government will take away your safety, financial stability. So when people are trying to connect and try to find the old religions of Armenia and what they actually truly believed in everything, if you really research it, it's always been documented or tried to be documented by a priest, a Christian priest, okay? A lot of it has been diminished, broken, or retold because a lot of Armenians were then, forced conversion to other religions and they adopted that new culture. Where other nations, they've really they've preserved, because hidden underground, they would, practice their old culture. But with Armenians, because there's not many of us left anymore, not a lot has been preserved, other than such as myself. Like there's a lot that's, preserved, which I don't share with a lot of people, and I don't fucking care to, but because it's sacred to me and only those who are meant to cross up this path with me. For example, one of the assholes that were painting this apartment about almost 2 years ago, it's been a year and a half, a little bit over, a Virgo sun sign, 2 years younger than me, who would travel to Turkey to learn how to paint, and would tell me he would consistently get cursed by Turks because he'd preach about Christianity. You're going to Turks' homes and you're preaching and you're forcing them to believe in Christianity, and they're paying you to paint. You know what I'm saying? And then he's coming into my home and basically condemning me to believe in Christianity, or I'm going to hell and this, and this. And this asshole was connected to a girl I was helping, who she flourished because of me in the community, okay? Who these guys are all fanatical Christians, but they're not even real Christians, and I'll tell you why they're not real Christians. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Maybe they are real Christians, because real Christians are assholes, okay? They're full of hatred. There's no love in their hearts. It's their way or no way. It's black and white in a sense of they use the term Christianity in any Christian community to make money, to have power and control over other people. It's very factual. It's a business. It's a fucking business. And that's what he was telling me. Oh, if you repent, if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're going to go to hell and no one's going to support you in the community. You won't be supported by Armenians. This is, which I never fucking say anything about myself or what I believe. Anyways, one day he was sitting in the kitchen with me. I think it was like the second day when he was working in this house. And he said to me, I said, why do you have so much hatred, Yeah, so like I wanted to know why, like I asked him straight up, like, why do you have so much hatred in your heart? And he's like, let me tell you something. I grew up learning about different religions. He's like, I was heavily into Hinduism. I was heavily into, because I had, like the Om symbol. And he's like, oh, this is a symbol of Allah. It's a symbol of Satan. Like as soon as they walked into my house, him and his friend, they're evangelists, born again evangelists. Is an evangelist They don't even have like an actual, it's in a house. They're a cult, basically. It's not even real authentic Christianity in a sense. And I don't mean to piss off any evangelists, but I'll tell you what he told me. He's like, come join us. And I'm like, no thanks. And he's like, I used to hear voices all my life. So I'm like, fuck me. I brought in a schizophrenic guy to work on my walls. He's like, every morning I do these mantras. So like he's like scraping all the walls and everything. Everywhere's dust, whatever. Him and his stupid other evangelist friend who are like trying to leave the country and go to California. I'm like, why do you want to go to California? Because we can make money in California. Everything is always about money with these people. So with these, Christians and everything. I'm like, what are these? Okay, so each time he's painting my wall, putting layers, removing layers, putting new layers, he's doing these mantras. I'm like, what are these mantras? This is a fucking cult, ancient, thousands of years old, Latin, connected to the underworld, who are ancient deities that Christianity itself would deem as Satan or demons. And I asked him, what are they? He's like, nobody knows, not even the priests know what they mean, what they are, but we know it's Jesus. I'm like, so he was clearly trying to curse me. The guy had schizophrenia. He's like, I would do these mantras and it would go away. And he's like, come join us. They're both like, yeah, come join us. This is this. And his one friend, he believes he's a Jew because he believes in Jesus. So this is why I say, if you're going to work with any energy, spirit, entity, please just check your mental state and why you're doing things. Okay, guys? If you're looking for a community support, there's other things you can do other than... But... yeah, I had to kick out those guys too. I can't tell you how many people I've kicked out of this house. It's unbelievable, the amount of people. And it's like... there's so much more I can say about this story, but out of respect for myself. So the point of this video is, I don't know, what is the point of this video? The point of this video is there are tons and tons of energies and entities and spirits and so on out there. But please check in what your intentions are. And if you're getting possessed, again, for the millionth time, please check in on yourself. Take a fucking break of what you're doing. Ask yourself why you're doing this. Maybe you just need love and support from companions and real people or a community. Please check your mental state. Go to the doctor. Get yourself checked out. Take care of yourself. Take care of your emotions. Deal with your fears. Deal with your shadow self. Okay? Because again, you can become schizophrenic with dealing with shit you don't know. And I will end it with that. And I'm getting my Beleth tattoo on my forehead tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the high priest of that little coven in that place these guys were coming from, who are saying they're evangelists, were doing Latin mantras and hymns from the goetic demons. I'm pretty fucking sure. Oh, I'm pretty fucking sure. And this guy thinks it's Jesus.